What's going on, everyone? Uh, I haven't posted a video on this channel in a very long time, and I want to start uploading on this channel again. Uh, that is not to claim that there was ever a point where I did. More should I say that this should merely be the beginning. So the two former videos on this channel are versions of myself that they don't come anywhere close to the current version of myself, and for the most part, I would watch them with a grain of salt because they're in a different category than this video and any video forward. Uh, and this video, I guess to start, is just going to be more about issues I have currently connecting with other humans, and my issue, just general compatibility issues, and expressing my emotions towards isolation and the like. Uh, I have a serious issue with most of the people on this planet. First off, just by design, uh, most people just don't really have anything uh, inside of them. It seems when you try to talk to them, it's almost like you're talking to like I imagine like in my head when I'm talking to someone sometimes, because this is the vibe they're giving off. That it's almost like it's like a box, but it's empty. So it's like you're talking to this box. And there's nothing in it though. And so when they talk back, it's like, wait a minute. Now I know that those words they're trying to I can decipher the words that they're sending my way, but I have a really hard time, tracking the source here because it seems to be when I get back to the person that there's nothing really inside there. Their IQs are extremely low. They just they haven't they don't even know what it's like to build anything. These people, they're designed from the ground up to just destroy. That's the only thing they're good at. Think about it. They're born into an environment where they, probably grew up in some, like me at least, I grew up in a working class house where it's nothing to write home about. Okay, my parents, they have no reputable skills, just enough to get by and have a family. Definitely under 100 IQ. Just nothing out of the ordinary here. Just so me growing up, I never seen anyone build anything. It was only people who know how to destroy. So when you're raised by people who the only skill they know how to do is to fuck and to destroy things, of course, the only thing you're going to be able to do is uh, to fuck and destroy things. Now, I don't want to label myself as an outlier, but I certainly am not too good with the fucking part, and I don't have very much interest in the destroying part. Uh, I love the internet because it provides me an outlet to find other people like myself who they actually want to build something. You know what I'm saying? Like we actually want to. I just don't see what these people do where a lot they're almost like parasites. Really, most people are parasites. You go and you you come in contact with them, and when you let them in, now me, I don't let a lot of people into my life. I don't let a lot of people into my circle, but the people I do let in experience a very intense connection, right? So I do keep my circle small, but the people I let in, you can expect to experience something quite intense, uh, and I'll probably leave a mark on you. And I hate how corny that sounds because there are people who say that, and that's just not true. But with me, given the amount of time I spend reading and just isolating myself as it is, of course, there's something lacking with my social skills. Uh, and that leaves me behind in other areas of my life. And it makes working very hard. Both the jobs I've gotten from nepotism. Uh, and I don't ever get promoted, nor do I care to get promoted. I genuinely do not care. I mean, they're both office jobs. I just do not care to pursue my profession because most of what comes with pursuing your career in the modern world is simply just your ability to socialize and articulate things at a technical level to people who don't understand it, aka your clients. And that to me, I just don't care. To me, I'd rather just isolate myself. They say there's they say there's two kinds of people, the hunters and the farmers. And to me, I have a deep innate uh, desire to hunt. But with the way that the modern um, system is set up, it has nothing to do with capitalism or anything. But with the way that jobs are nowadays, it's like no one has any skills. You know what I'm saying? Uh, there used to be a time where people had skills. You know, there was a few plumbers in your town, and that was that. Now, not so much, right? You know what I'm saying? There's, you know, Mr. Plumber on YouTube, and that's that, right? I mean, he can plumb. He's a better plumber than anyone else in town. So I don't know. It just seems like no one really has any skills anymore. Everyone's just kind of going with the flow. They're all just chasing a check, and I don't know. Me, I have no actual desire to get promoted within the company because it involves connecting with others in a way that I just don't know how to do it. And also, I find it very dangerous. I don't know about the rest of you guys. And this video is um, intended for INTJs uh, of any caliber. But I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I seem to struggle with connecting with others mainly because, well, one is it hard. Like if I want to do it, it's actually hard because we're so incompatible on just a fundamental level that uh, it's difficult. But if uh, if I actually try to do it, it's actually quite dangerous. These people, they're so parasitical to the point to where it almost seems like whatever I have going for me, they'll just walk in, take it, sap the ever living fuck out of whatever I have, and then off to the races they are to just go and destroy other people. It just seems like most people are only there to take. Uh, it's likely some kind of biological uh, desire, I suppose. I mean, humans are kind of designed to protect themselves first, uh, fight or flight kind of things. But this is more than that. I mean, these people have nothing going for them anyway. So why? It's weird that they would go around and just destroy the few people who actually do want to build something. Uh, and again, there's other issues too. Like they have never seen what it's like for someone to go and build something, other than maybe on the internet. And so imagine growing up in an environment where your parents, they're miserable, okay? They don't know what they're doing. They're basically just two other kids that had kids. You know what I'm saying? Like had kid at 19, had a kid at 21, 22. It's like those people don't know what the fuck they're doing. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what the fuck they're doing. But they have this wiring in their brain that says reproduce, reproduce. So they fucking do it. That's all they know how to do. Me, I find the entire act of having kids uh, blatantly evil. I would title it as evil, given that this is complete suffering on this planet. Complete suffering. Uh, Absolute misery on every level. And it doesn't scale very well. I mean, even the things that are beautiful, most people don't even know what those are anyway. But even the things that are beautiful, or the things that are, I would say, worth living for, they're far and few between, and they do not compensate for the misery, right? So there's a much larger amount of misery than there is uh, pleasure. I don't even like the word pleasure there. Simply reason, purpose, right, for being. And a large sum of that comes from, people. And there's just a big issue with people that I have had my whole life where I am just incompatible with every person I've ever met. Um, I came to a conclusion before even those. previous videos on my channel that uh, the only way I could ever be 100% compatible with something is if it was an AI. And I've had a fascination with AI ever since middle school ish, where computers, I love the concept of an AI. Uh, you know, if someone could design an AI that's equal intelligence to me with no emotions, it doesn't need to have them, or maybe it can be coded with emotions that are simulated. So maybe it gets me to believe that they have some, but they don't actually have some. And simply tack that onto a female body that my brain is biologically wired to find desirable. That would be the only thing that I would actually ever be compatible with. And if it didn't have the body, I would also be compatible with maybe a chatbot with equal, with equal caliber. So maybe it doesn't need to be physical, although the physical element, they have talked about sex bots in the past and all that stuff. But humans, definitely not. I don't believe myself to be compatible with any human at a fundamental level, at least. The few people the few people I can tolerate enough to let into my circle, they're so rare, and the only people I have one person I know, and I've met him on the internet, and I'm sure that maybe making a channel like this suitable for other INTJs may help. But uh, to me, I just want to live alone. That's it. I just want to live alone. I don't want any animals. I hate cats. I hate dogs. I hate pets. I hate animals. Uh, so I just want to live alone. I just want a very small living space, confined to uh, a place that I've arranged everything and with basically tons of technology and the fastest internet I can afford, and that'll be that. That's all I want. From there, you know, just maintain. From there, it's hard to find purpose in life, but that's another video. I think the bigger issue I'm trying to tack on here is about people and about how I feel. Maybe I'm not, but I feel this way, that I'm incompatible with every person I've ever come across. Um, there seems to just be always just something hard gated, right? Most IQ, but I don't have the highest. You know what I'm saying? There's people much, much, much smarter than me. Uh, so that has nothing to do with it. It's simply that a large some are hard gated by that, and then even if they're not hard gated by intellect, I seem to be hard gated by all sorts of other social issues that I have yet to solve. I just can't do it. But this doesn't even begin to scratch the surface of the issue that why would I want to be compatible with these people? I mean, most of these people are complete and the complete utter filth. They're just despicable. Most of these people are nothing. Most of these people have nothing. They've never even seen what something is to even begin to work for it. Like they just don't know. So they seem to just they seem to always take more from me than they give. All of them. Uh, Particularly women, although that's not uh, as much of a stab as it is just fact in my experience, especially considering I am only 20 right now and currently live with four women still. It is I would use the word absolute hell, not just to live with people, but to live with people who suck you dry of whatever little you have left. Uh, you're just destroyed. So I am not something. I'm not claiming to be something. What I am saying is that these people are nothing. Okay? And I could also be tacked into the group of people who are nothing. But I want to be something. And when people see that, I feel like that group of people, which I would say it's 99.99% of people. So even more than INTJs. It's beyond that. Like most people don't want to build anything. Even if they did want to, they don't know how. But beyond that, even if they did want to, it seems like the parasitical group of people, what they have the not only on top of the ability to destroy, right, which is their only ability. They don't have anything else to them. It's just to destroy. On top of that, imagine they have like this little radar detector, and they can detect when someone wants to build something, right? Because maybe there's people in this group who think, hey, I should go and do something with my life, or I should shoot for something that's actually fucking meaningful. And the second they detect that, they swarm them. They suck them dry of whatever they have, whatever energy that they have. I wouldn't even call it optimism. It's not optimism. There's nothing to be optimistic about. It's simply just a desire uh, of purpose, of being, a reason. Most people don't even have a reason. Uh, they couldn't even define what a reason is. So, um, being as little of being as little elitist as I can. Again, I want to say I'm not trying to claim I'm outside of the group that is nothing. What I'm saying is I want to get out of the group, and the steps that are required involve isolating yourself. And I was able to recognize this at a very young age that isolating myself was usually the strategically best option. I wore headphones in school. Uh, I stuck to video games, preferably ones with less teams, but also ones where I would still compete against others. So fighting games one on one are really what my brain is. It seems to be what my brain excels at. But regardless of which, I've also played a lot of shooters and other stuff. And it just seems like isolating myself, I knew from a young age, was always the correct thing to do. But what comes with that is, uh, you know, these parasites. Uh, they're almost gonna take more from you. They're gonna want more from you. They're gonna. It's just hard to get away. First off, living with them is hard. Imagine that you're born from enemies. So your parents, they're enemies. That's what they are. And then any siblings, almost always also likely enemies. The people you're working with, you go to work and you think, man, these are friendly people. They come in, they say hi, which most of the time these fuckers don't even greet you. I don't greet them. I don't want to greet them. I walk into work, I don't even greet them. And I work at a startup, so it's just a few people, but I don't want to say hi to them. I don't give a fuck. Hi, how was your day? I don't fucking care. Uh, so, most of these people, they're enemies. The people you work with, they're enemies too. Think about that. The guy you walk past on the street, he's an enemy. It's like where are the allies? Who am I compatible with on this planet? So what you have to do, and this is the tactic I've been using as of late, and this is so basically just when you identify that one is a locust, which almost I said 99.99, and I'm pretty sure it's likely more, maybe a couple more nines there. Again, there's very few outliers on the internet that you can find that aren't locusts. But for the most part, they're all locusts, and they're all just going to hold you back. Um, so when I identify one as a locust, I just push them into it's a very interesting compartmentalization tactic that I use, where I put them in the box, and in this box is people that I just say do not let them affect anything that goes on with your life, whether internal or external. Now, to a degree, you can't, well, to a large degree, you cannot control the external aspect to it because, well, if someone wants to hurt you, they can hurt you. If someone wants to kill you, they can kill you. If someone wants to slash your tires, they're going to slash your tires. So, to a degree, if someone externally wants to do something to you, you cannot prevent that. But you can lower the probability of them wanting to do something to you. And so, it's all about probability, and as far as internal goes, the compartmentalization tactic should work just fine. So you really just need to take them, identify them. Uh, will this person almost will this person almost always destroy more than they build? for themselves and for me. If the answer is yes, put them in the box in your head. And when they're in the box, you should know. Now, I should give a description to the box. The box is extremely dangerous. Avoid them at all costs. Your life will be infinitely better if you avoid the locusts. Okay? Um, what's funny is that box is full. I didn't even know it could be as full as it is. Uh, Whereas when you talk to that person, that analogy I gave earlier, it's like their box is empty. They're just nothingness. It's really weird. You know, I used to think that there was someone in there when I talk to people, and like nowadays I just feel like there's nothing, or at least for a large sum of the population. Again, if I talk to INTJs, INTPs, particular people on the internet, you know, a lot of people in the gaming community, I find not a lot. I say again, the word "a lot" is bad. I should not have used that word. But there are people I find that I would maybe say I'm close to compatible with. I wouldn't even say I'm compatible with them because the closer you get to someone, the more you see who they really are, and that's where the incompatibility lies. Um, so yeah, so the box must be labeled, and the box should be basically described as such. The box is extremely dangerous, and you should avoid it at all costs. Um, and for the most part, the only issue from there is loneliness, which I have yet to solve. If anyone has any tips on loneliness, go ahead and feel free to comment in the comment section below. Some other things on this topic. I didn't want this video to seem that ranty, but you know, it came out how it came out. And the other thing I would say is maybe my percentages are off. Maybe it's not 99.99, but given that I've come across thousands of people in my life, uh, real and virtual, right? Because you can count both, and you can even track data differently for both, right? And the fact that I have yet to be compatible with a single one, uh, that's a serious, serious issue, and I feel like it should be addressed. Uh, and I guess maybe I should define compatibility a little bit more clearly. I would say that I mean on an emotional level that I feel that they feel the same way about the world that I do. That doesn't mean they on a logical level think the same way I do. That doesn't mean they understand the same things I do. I'm saying they feel the same way I do. I have yet to find someone like that. I have two people. One, I'll give a shout out to Arthur Arcturus on YouTube. He's an INTJ guy, also somewhat inspiring me to continue these videos or to get this channel kind of going a little bit more because I don't really have an outlet for to express myself uh, with these kinds of thoughts as much as I would like to. Maybe there's people who can relate to some of the things. If you can even relate to some of the things in this video, because like me, when I talk to someone nowadays, I don't even want them to relate to everything I say. I'm fucking happy if they can relate to one thing I said. That's it. If you can relate to one thing in this video, please tell me what the fuck it was. Okay? Because that'll make me feel slightly more at home. But anyhow, um, yeah, so shout out to Arthur and then another person, an INTP buddy of mine that I talked to, but that's about it. And even, you know, even there's fundamental differences uh, between me and the INTP. A little less differences with me and Arthur, but at the same time, I'm sure he would beg to differ. So, with that being said, compatibility issues up the ass, and the only solution in sight is to continue to isolate more. Uh, I'll have to get back with you guys on some results on this, but for the most part, I just find associating with the locus to be a very bad thing to do, and it always damages my life more than it helps nurture it. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope that I can stay consistent with this channel and maybe come up with some more thoughts for uh, INTJs to connect with and comment on. Uh, have a good rest of your day, guys.